record this. I'm super excited. And you guys, I don't have Zoom Premium. So your girl's got 40 minutes. Which is why I'm gonna try and keep this like short and sweet and just try and make sure that like I'm also not wasting anybody's time because I do know that probably the most valuable thing to all of us is time. You know what I mean? So I'm so excited. People actually came. Y'all, I legit thought people weren't gonna sign on. I can't believe this. Oh my God. Wow. Well, hi guys. I'm really super excited. Oh my God. I can't believe people showed up. Wow. That is absolutely crazy. And it's like, I see my people, all my friends. I love this. It's like we're actually seeing each other in person. I love this. Oh my gosh. And also, please don't feel pressured at all to have your camera on. I understand that some of you guys might even be in the car, so I completely and totally understand that. So if you are coming in, we haven't exactly started yet, but I'm going to get started in just a little bit. I want to make sure that everybody is still able to come on, and just make sure that your mic is muted so that other people that have their headphones in don't hear like a bad like little sound or anything like that in their ears over top of it, or we hear any sort of echoing or anything. Yeah, but I see that a lot of people have kind of stopped coming in, so I am actually going to go ahead and get started. So please don't feel like y'all, again, have to turn your cameras on or anything. And if you guys want to take notes, like that's cool. Also, if you don't want to take notes, I'm going to post this up somewhere. I got to figure out honestly where I'm going to post it. But this is going to be recorded for all of our friends that couldn't come tonight. And just for it to be a resource to anybody. And so as we are getting started, I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about who I am, why I'm doing this, all of that good stuff. So first off, hi, thank you so much for joining. And my name is Shannon. I live in Jacksonville, Florida, which for anybody that doesn't know, I'm about 2.5 hours northeast of the Walt Disney World Resort. And I love Jacksonville. I've actually been born and raised here my entire life. And I absolutely love it. I love my city. I love where I grew up. And what got me into loving Disney is definitely 100% going there for vacation every single year. Whenever you live in Florida, I know like Florida resident discounts are like super big. So that's just where my family decided to go on vacations every single year. And even like funny story, my parents actually, they didn't grow up in the best family. And like my grandparents, they were wild. God rest their souls, but they were wild. So my parents actually on date nights used to go to Epcot to get away from Jacksonville and just to enjoy whatever festival was going on and just to walk around and stuff. So that's where my love started, was definitely from my parents. And I got an annual pass when I was oh goodness, I was 18 years old. And y'all, I got the Florida resident water park after 2 p.m. pass. That is where my obsession with Walt Disney World started. And it honestly, that pass wasn't very good because if anybody knows, that's when the thunderstorms start, is after 2 p.m. That's why they sold the 2 p.m. passes. So that is where it started. And then I eventually ended up getting an annual pass to all the parks. And then that is when my obsession completely and totally spilled over. And I started a Disney Instagram account once I found the Disney Instagram community and the Disney YouTube community. I had no idea that there was this thing online called the Disney community and that there were people that liked Disney as much as me. And I know that some of you guys that are here probably fell in the same sort of category where you literally just stumbled upon it, or somebody sent you a picture and then you or somebody like sent you a TikTok or a YouTube video and you're like, what the heck? There are other people out there that are like as obsessed with Disney news as me or Disney food or like storytelling or whatever it is. And so we all just kind of ended up in this one place. And so I started posting about Disney in 2015. No followers, absolutely no following. There was nothing that I could do to like build up whatever I was trying to build. And like the Disney community online just became like super oversaturated. And I honestly like, I was posting what was cool and not what I wanted because I wanted clout instead of just like being true to who I was. And that just ended up being a place where like growth wasn't good. And then I eventually started this brand called the Shan Can't brand. I don't know where it came from. I love self-deprecating humor. I'm sure a lot of us can attest. We love making fun of ourselves. So I made fun of myself and I created the Shane Camp brand, and it was actually based around my time in ministry. So I actually worked for a church. I have a theology degree, and it all kind of culminated around that. But then I let too many people speak into it. The thing that really made me happy was Disney. So I got on TikTok, found my TikTok friends, and it actually brought me through a lot of self exploration and made me think like what I want in life because I actually saw people online chasing their dreams and going after what they wanted. And I had a moment in 2020 where I sat and reflected and I was actually able to think about like what I wanted in life. And as I was posting on social media, I figured out that the thing that makes me most happy is talking about Disney and connecting with people about Disney. And my thing that I feel most purposed in is actually encouraging other people and helping other people find their spark and helping other people find the dream inside of their heart and having them truly chase it throughout their best capability. And whatever I can give to that is exactly what I want to give. So that is why we're here tonight. Thank you guys for being here because this genuinely like helps me, like it makes me feel so purposed. In any DM that you guys have ever sent me, in any conversation that I've ever had with any of you, I know I've had conversations with a lot of you, like y'all fill my heart and y'all make me feel like so loved and everything. So where I'm going to start tonight, and I feel like this is where a lot of people feel like where they're at right now. I'm in conversations with a lot of people where we're tired. Like we are exhausted. We are producing so much content and we are expected to be on so many platforms as a Disney creator. You feel like you have to have an Instagram, a TikTok, a YouTube. You have to be on Twitter. You have to be in all these podcasts. And there are also like all these email lists that you need to be on. And like there are all these news channels that you need to check. And there's just a lot going on. And at this point, y'all, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I don't know what to look at. I don't know what not to look at. And honestly, we've all been in a place, I don't know if you're in it now where you have been, where you just feel like a lack of inspiration and you just feel like lacking in what you're producing. There gets to a place when we all are just like, what am I doing? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why what I'm producing, it isn't hitting. It's not connecting with people. It's not resonating with people. And then you feel bad about yourself, but you loved what you produced, but it didn't hit. So then it's making you question your identity and what you're producing. And we just get to this place where we're just tired. And I don't know if y'all feel like you're in the same place, but honey, I'm tired. I I have gotten out of a place just recently where I went through about a month and a half, January and February, where I did not feel inspired. I was just so lacking after the holiday season. And I didn't know what I wanted to produce. You know, like after the holidays with Disney holidays, there's so much going on during Christmas and New Year. It's like bam, 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 everything is coming out. And then after that, it gets to this lull season, and you're like, okay, Festival of the Arts starts in 3 weeks. So what are we doing until then? Like you don't know what's going on and you don't know what to produce and you get in this place and then you exhaust yourself trying to figure it out. And so what I'm here to say and what I am here to empower you guys to do and empower all of us to do is that we are all empowered to rest. We are all completely and totally empowered to take a break and figure out what we want to produce and what we genuinely want with our platform. And one of the things that I absolutely loved, and this is something super practical that will help you, there are a lot of marketing podcasts out there, and they talk about the 5 pillars of content for you. And so, if any of you haven't figured out what your 5 pillars of the content that you produce on your platform are, I would highly encourage you to do it because it takes a lot of that weight of what am I going to produce completely out of the question because so like my 5 pillars, I have Disney parks news. That's kind of the stuff that I post. So anything that's kind of going on in the parks, like Festival of the Arts or like something new comes out. Disney merchandise. I absolutely love Disney merchandise, whether it comes out in the Disney parks or just like out at like box lunch or home goods or anything like that. I love Disney style and Disney clothes. So I'm going to post about that. I love encouraging and inspiring other people to chase their dreams. And then the fifth one, I love sharing about the relationships in my life. Whether that be relationships in Disney or friends I'm making in the community. So those are the 5 pillars that I have. And I know for other people, it's going to be some other things. Like I know that there are some people in here, like Max is in here. He creates super comedic stuff. And so that's definitely like probably one of his pillars. And then I see that Brendan's in here from Detour to Neverland. Storytelling is definitely a major part. So every single one of us is so unique in the content that we produce. And honestly, that's what this community needs because not everybody is going to correlate with Disney style and Disney merchandise. Not everybody likes that stuff. And I know that. So I'm so happy that there are other people in the community, that there are specific subsectors of this community that have your niche audience. And so those 5 pillars of the content that you produce are definitely going to help you. And they're actually going to help you find your niche audience as well. Because the Disney community online, we are a massive group of people and we produce a massive amount of things. So, finding inspiration and constantly feeling encouraged when you're consuming all of these subsects of the Disney community can become too much. And so, another thing that I've actually found that helps within keeping inspired, and staying encouraged within your platform is to actually set a limit on what you are consuming. And whenever you get to a place, whenever we're just consuming so much, we feel like we don't have anything to give because we've filled ourselves up with so much, honestly, just nonsense within the community. Like for people that are here on TikTok, that are TikTok creators, there's only so much hate that we can take. There's only so much bullying that we can take. And there's only so much like Disney adults bleh, that like we can handle and like we're consuming that. So that's what we're also going to produce. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard the thing that like you reap what you sow. So if we are sowing ourselves into just like only Disney content and Disney news and Disney food and everything like that, then we're all going to be producing the same thing. You know what I mean? And then we're not actually going to feel like we're producing something that is genuinely us. It's actually going to be this like awkward shadow of somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody here is Disney food blog, and not everybody here, we're not each other. Like, there are some things that I will not be able to keep up with. I can't keep up with Disney food in the parks because honey, I got dietary restrictions. I'm not eating that many cupcakes in the park. I love you guys. I'll take a picture of it and it'll go right in the trash. But like, that's just, I can't keep up with that. So there are things that I am consuming even that are outside of the Disney community that inspire me and that light a spark within me. And I definitely encourage all of us to find new things every single week or even every single month that like we're trying to watch TV shows outside of the Disney community, and we're trying to watch YouTubers outside of the Disney community, and following other Instagrammers and following other TikTokers outside of the Disney community, because those are the people that are actually going to fill you up and help you realize that honestly, like, the world is bigger than just Disney. And that's what makes life so beautiful, is that there are so many beautiful things and so many things that people are creating that actually might inspire you more than something inside of the Disney community. Like, for me, there are times when I'm just out living my life and, like, I'm out at a farmer's market and I feel the most inspired. I don't know why, when I'm just, like, at a farmer's market and I'm just, like, enjoying walking around stores and, like, walking around shops. I don't know why. That's where one of my sparks is, and that's when I feel most inspired, and I pull out the notes app on my phone and I start writing things out. Or even whenever I'm just driving and I'm listening to a random podcast and I feel so inspired by what that person is talking about that I immediately feel just like I have enough in me that I can keep going. And I definitely feel that there are times like that that we actually have to put our feet to the ground and actually go and search out things that are going to light our spark and that are going to encourage us and inspire us to keep going. So, actually, there are a few podcasts out there that I always feel super inspired by, and I definitely wanted to share them with you guys. Um, One of the podcasts, I'm going to start off with a Disney podcast that I always feel really, really inspired by. And I can't believe that he's here tonight, one of the hosts. It's Detour to Neverland. And the reason why, I'm being serious, Brendan, I see you laughing. But the reason why I'm so inspired by Detour to Neverland is that they talk about the storytelling behind all of the Disney rides, and they just started this restaurants subsector. And so, if any of you guys were ever inspired by, like, Imagineering and the story behind what is actually going on and seeing the bigger picture, I definitely encourage you to listen to Detour to Neverland. I promise you that you will be more inspired the next time that you actually walk into Disney World, Disneyland, or even any of the international parks. It helps you just, like, I don't know, it just lights a spark in you and it makes you see things within a different perspective. So that's definitely one of the podcasts. And then the second podcast is a marketing podcast, and it is called the Influencer Podcast. And this podcast, super short, easy listens, and it is practical advice that actually helps you feel like being an influencer and creating content is actually achievable. And that is actually one of the podcasts that inspired me to start um, reaching out to brands and making me feel empowered enough that I'm allowed to reach out to brands and that I'm allowed to pitch myself to brands to be able to partner with them and monetize my content. So, if any of you guys are hoping to monetize your content, if you are over the age of 18 and you're hoping to create that as an extra source of income for yourself, I definitely encourage you to look at some brands and businesses that will want to partner with you. And the Influencer Podcast is a great resource that will help you learn how to pitch yourself to brands and will help you know, like, new algorithms that are pushed out through Instagram or new algorithms on YouTube or anything like that. So I definitely encourage you guys to listen to that. And then also the last one, I need to remember the name of it because she actually just changed the name of her podcast. I am so sorry, y'all. It's called the Goal Digger Podcast by by Jenna Kutcher. And this podcast, super inspiring about going out and reaching your goals. I'm obsessed with just her view of life because she started a seven-figure business from just buying a camera off of Craigslist. Like, I legit feel so, so, so inspired by the Gold Digger podcast. And honestly, again, it helps you feel like something is so achievable in your life, because there are times when we feel a lack of inspiration, when we feel like we can't reach something that we actually want to reach. And so, definitely encourage you guys, just start listening to a podcast if you don't already. And if you're listening to a lot of Disney podcasts, I actually encourage you to try listening to one outside of the Disney community as well, because those are also super helpful and super resourceful. So, again, all three of those podcasts, the Disney podcast is the Detour to Neverland podcast. The second one is the Influencer podcast. And then the third one is the Goal Digger podcast. Obsessed with all three. I promise you, y'all, we can DM each other about all of these podcasts. I see some people are fangirling about Detour to Neverland. Honestly, same. Love them. Love what they do. Love what they produce. So those are definitely some things that have definitely helped me, and I know that they'll definitely help you guys as well. And oh y'all, I got notes. So the biggest takeaway that I want to make sure that this is super practical for you guys. So I know that we talked about listening to podcasts, and then also one of the practical things that I definitely need to work on this. I have to work on this so much is incorporating a rest day into our schedules. I am terrible at this. And one of the things I actually like vulnerable moment, I've actually had to talk about this in therapy a lot, that like I build my life on busyness and I feel the most successful when I'm busy. And 2020 shook me to my freaking core because I wasn't busy anymore. But I actually realized that it reset my priorities and it reset my mind's structure to see what I wanted. And I actually felt my mind more clear when I had less to do. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but like I feel so much better. And like I feel like I have more in me whenever I actually have a rest day. And how a rest day might look to some people is actually taking a moment, going on a drive, and just not checking your phone on a drive. Just like going, you're listening to your favorite album on whatever street and whatever road that you're on. For me, a rest day is actually having one day a week to just period point blank not check social media. So there are some days, and I know that you guys will notice this now, there is one day a week that I do not post on TikTok, Instagram, or I mean, I used to post on YouTube a lot, but I don't even check YouTube. I try and stay completely away from screens, and I try and make sure that I'm still living my life outside of my Disney platform and outside of my regular everyday platform, which I think is something super important. And I think that as Disney creators specifically, we feel like we always have to be on top of what's happening in the Disney community, and we constantly have to stay on top of like all these trends and where people are taking pictures now and what brands people are partnered with, and I don't know, like cool story ideas, and oh my goodness, this new character is in a cavalcade, we have to run to the parks. But we actually take a day to just step back and go, okay, all of this can happen in the Disney community on this day. I don't have to be there. It's still going to happen. People are still going to be excited about when I talk about it when I come back and when I'm actually like good. And even to build up to having a day away, because I had to build up to having a day away from everything, I took a couple hours away. I took a couple hours away, and then I built up to I'm going to wake up and then I'm going to check my phone at lunch. And then so I started in like smaller increments and then gradually built up to staying away from my phone and making sure that I'm enjoying my life and I'm present in all of the relationships and in all of the things that I'm doing in my life. And so please feel empowered to do that. Please feel empowered to step away from your platform. And even if that is like you're just posting one day and then you're just letting it sit and you're letting it rest and you're just like, all right, I posted, got in the algorithm, but I'm done. I'm done with the day. We're good. So I definitely encourage you guys to do that. And I know that it's definitely hard. So like, please don't feel like you have to do that. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about, it's something super practical. I feel like I'm just like blabbering. I'm so sorry. But the very last thing, I definitely feel most inspired and encouraged whenever I look at it. This is my old one, so don't judge me. This is my old one. Is to create a vision board. Yay, we love vision boards. But I don't know, this is the most like I don't know if you guys have Enneagram, okay? I'm an Enneagram 3. So, vision boards and goals are like my life's I don't know, just like my life's anthem. Like, I love them. I love goal chasing. But having this up in your room or like on the back of a door or just like little goals that you have or like little things that just encourage you and like want and push you to want to chase certain dreams and like what you want to have in life, just having that in front of you just to like glance at, it's legit the best thing ever. And it helps you feel like you have purpose in life because you know that there are these things that you want. So you want to chase them and you want to be better. So, like, one of the things on here was that I had a goal last year to have multiple streams of income. I had no idea how I was gonna freaking do it, you guys, but it was a dream that I had in my heart. And I kid you not, y'all, I just did my taxes. And I cannot believe I had to put so many freaking things into my taxes this year. I was like, it was a blessing. Don't get me wrong, but like also putting in taxes, like it made me actually realize that, like, oh my God, just like having this up in my room, this little sheet of poster board up in my room, like I actually did it unintentionally, but I felt so purposed whenever I was putting energy and effort behind things that I felt a spark whenever I was trying to go out and chase that multiple stream of income. So I definitely encourage you guys, if you're a vision board person, to try it. And if not, it's totally okay. So those are my practical things. But the very last thing, because we only have a few moments left, I just want you guys to know that y'all are so special and so needed within this community and within the Disney community. I know that we don't hear that a lot as creators. And you hear a lot from, just like people DMing you, and you're just like, oh, like that was so much fun. And like that was so cool. Love that post. Or like you get a heart comment. But I just want you to know that like you are so needed in this community and your voice is so needed and so desired in this community. And that there are people that you are reaching and that you are encouraging that you have no idea what you do for them, because there are people living in certain areas within the United States and just within the world that don't even have the ability to be able to walk outside yet. And you literally just posting something magical and showing just hope to people, because that is a semblance of hope, is just Disney as a whole, that is so needed to some people during this time. And that encourages other people that they will never talk to you about it. Like, there are some people, you can even think about it for yourself. There are some people that encourage you, but you never tell them that online. And there are some people that have helped you through a really, really dark time, but you've never taken time to comment on their post or send them a DM that, like, wow, this post really helped me, or like, wow, this, like, just this time and you being so vulnerable, like, it really helped me. So just know that you're needed and you're valued, and that you encourage more people than you know, and that your creative and unique voice is absolutely beautiful. And that is what makes you you, to be able to communicate Disney the way that you do. And again, not everybody is going to say the same things, and not everybody is going to post the same pictures, because if we did, that would be super boring. I'm just going to say, like, the way that everybody dresses is so different. So even if you see other people in the community dressing a certain way, you don't have to do that. You know what I mean? Like, honey, if you feel empowered going to the parks in athletic clothes, then do it. There are some people that need to see that within the Disney community, and there are some people that need to see like what this community brings to you, and what you have within you that you're able to communicate through Disney, because people need hope, and people need to see that they are allowed to be themselves. And I feel like that's the number one thing that this community brings to people is that it shares with people that you're allowed to be uniquely you and that there are people in this world that have the same unique interests as you and that love you for you. And I mean, I don't mean to get like super deep, but there are times within my life, and I know within a lot of yours, that loving Disney and loving being within the Disney community has brought a lot of hate onto yourself and has brought a lot of just bullying towards you, unnecessary bullying. And people have asked you why you're so childish and why you don't fit into like these certain subsects of like the average everyday American that's, within their whatever age, but you're you. And the fact that you feel so empowered to just be you online is actually freeing somebody else up online to feel that same way and to feel like they can be them in person. And I know that there are so many of you guys in here that have actually encouraged me to go out and live my everyday life completely as myself. Because some of you guys, I don't think you guys know this, some of y'all have said some things online or you've posted a TikTok or you've posted an Instagram story that I have never related to so much in my life that it made me feel empowered to be more me because I saw somebody that was like me and that expressed something that was within me that I was so afraid to express. So just know what you're doing is needed. And even if you feel like you need to turn up the dial and you need to make things more you, more Disney, or more even just like life content that you feel more passionate about life content than Disney content, do it. Like you are free and empowered to be uniquely you and to post and to say whatever it is that you want to. And if you feel like you need to rebrand, honey, it's the time to do it. Now is the time. Now is the time to rebrand, to redo whatever it is that you're doing, to start saving up to go on that Disney vacation or even to go out to the beach. Save up for that shirt that you really want because it'll help you feel like you or to get that Starbucks drink tomorrow because that's what's going to help make you happy and that's what's going to help you connect with your audience. If that's what you feel like you need to do, then do it. There is nobody holding you back. Nobody's opinion, if they don't pay your bills, they don't have an opinion on your life. I'm just here to say that. They don't pay your bills, they don't have an opinion. But listen, those of you guys that are monetized on TikTok, just because you're getting royalties from people on TikTok, you better thank them for the view, but don't thank them for the hate. It like just because people are saying certain things, we thank you so much for boosting me in the algorithm. We're moving on. You know what I mean? Like these people that have opinions of us, they don't have power over us. And just know that there's a whole group of people right here. I can't believe that 34 people are on this call right now. Like I actually want to throw up because I thought people weren't going to show up. But there are 34 people right now, like minded people that want you to be you and that want you to post whatever it is that you want to post. And our opinion about you is that we love you. We love seeing your content. We want you to keep posting. We want to listen to that podcast. We want to watch that YouTube video. We want to see whatever animation you just did. And honey, you're posting it on TikTok. We want to see that because we're behind you. Know and remind yourself that every single time you have a hateful thought in your mind, just remember tonight and remember that there are 34 people backing you, encouraging you to be whoever it is that you are and to post whatever picture or TikTok that it is. And even if you guys haven't started your Disney account, because I do know that there are some people in here that haven't started their Disney account, just do it. There's nothing holding you back. There's a whole community out there that even wasn't able to be in this call tonight that wants you to do whatever it is that you feel empowered to do and feel in your heart that you need to do. So just know if you're starting an Instagram account, let us know. Listen, just let us know and we will come back to you. We will follow you and honey, I will put hearts in those comments. I will answer whatever question that it is you put on that post. If it comes up in my feed or if you share it on your story, I will help you in whatever way that I possibly can. So I don't want to waste any more of y'all's nights. I hope that you guys feel encouraged because guys, I feel so loved that like you guys don't even know that like I genuinely thought people weren't going to show up. I like genuinely I thought people just weren't going to show up. And so I'm so thankful that you guys came tonight and like you guys logged on and I recorded the entire thing. So even if you guys want to go back and listen to anything, you guys are more than welcome to. I don't know if y'all can hear my dogs running. They just got the zoomies. But I wanted to hear from you guys. If you guys have any feedback on tonight, I'd love to hear it in my DMs. I know that this was the first time, and obviously, like, there are a lot of kinks. So, like, I'd love to hear if you guys have any sort of feedback on tonight in my DMs. Like, I'll be on my Instagram DMs all night. And if they're legit, if you feel like we need to start like a Facebook group of just us, I don't know if anybody's on Facebook, but like I'd love to hear if you guys have any sort of ideas on like how we can connect and how we can encourage one another outside of just like a Zoom call. I would absolutely love to hear that. So, um, please let me know if you guys have any ideas. I'm hoping to do this once a month and to actually past tonight, actually get into like some more practical stuff on social media and to help encouraging everybody because like social media is hard and especially in the Disney community at a lot of times we feel alone and as much as like we have other people posting the same things like I don't know about you guys I feel alone at a lot of points in like what I'm doing. So I would love to hear from you guys. So please DM me whatever you guys feel like you need to do. But I'd love to hear your feedback. I only have 2 minutes left because I don't have YouTube or Zoom Premium. But I freaking love you guys. People are dropping their handles in the chat. So I don't exactly know how to like, screenshot all of this. Can I take a file grab of this? I'm not necessarily sure. I don't know how to Zoom, you guys. I don't know. But I have less than a minute now, but I freaking love you guys. DM me if y'all need anything legit ever. And yeah, I love y'all. Thank you so much for coming. And I hope that you guys have an amazing night. Bye, y'all. Love you guys. Yay.